Wanted to get this on the record. Right now I'm trying to get a job at Swift. I was going to try to continue these videos and show you guys how Swift is different and their recent policy changes and all that stuff, but I think this is going to turn out to be more of a explaining to you guys probably why you shouldn't be a trucker. I have been sick 3 times in the past 4 or 5 months. First I had a cold, and that's when I went into truck driving school. And then like a month to 2 months after that, I got the flu while I was actually driving for May. And now, while at orientation for Swift, I've caught something. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's bad. I think I caught it at the clinic that they sent us to for our drug screen. I don't know. I've been having dizzy spells, and obviously from the sound of my voice. But this is no condition to be driving a truck in, so I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to cut my orientation here short. It's what. Oh fuck. But I want to try to explain some things to you guys. One, I've never been so sick in my entire life as when I became a truck driver. I used to get sick maybe once every couple of years. But now I'm getting sick monthly. I used to think I had a very strong immune system, but I guess that's not turning out to be the case, or I'm just interacting with so many sick motherfuckers from across the board that it's just bombarding my immune system like it's never been attacked before. But I don't know what the deal is. But when I was on the truck at May, I had juice, and I was drinking that every day, so it's not like my immune system wasn't in peak condition or anything. So, but I might have to cut this training this video short or whatever, because they're probably gonna have to send me back home. They paid for me a Greyhound bus ticket to come up here to come do their orientation, and I passed it and everything else, and I was told by the recruiter that because I didn't have 3 months, I got 2 months and 3 weeks up to this point, that I would probably have to. There was no probably about it. She said I was going to have to go out with a trainer, a mentor, or whatever. And I said, that's fine, because I wanted to get the hell out of May. I didn't care what they were going to put me through. And then I get here, and I pass the background check, the drug test, the drug test shit, everything. And, yeah, they're ready to hand me the keys to a truck, but they're waiting on people at their main facility or whatever to look over the paperwork and say, okay, here's his driver code, here's the truck to put him in, and all this other stuff, I guess. But I'm in no condition to drive. I'm having dizzy spells. It's 3 o'clock in the morning right now, and I should not be behind the wheel of a truck right now, basically. Because for damn sure, this has been getting worse over the past few days, and I don't know how much more worse it's going to get. And taking cough syrup isn't cold medicine, whatever the hell it is, isn't helping. And like I said, I don't know how worse this is going to get. So they're probably going to have to send me back home until this blows over, and then I can come back and try again. Probably get sick again. Who the hell knows? But there's a bunch of stuff I do want to tell you about Swift now, since they have joined with Knight since 2017, because it's now 2019, and they've got policy changes and all this other stuff. So you might have worked for Swift a while back, and you might be thinking that they're a horrible company or whatever. I wasn't really getting that impression at orientation. But again, right now, I don't know. So, but yeah, I'll update all you guys on all that stuff later on. But I wanted to just make an update video as to what I'm doing. And again, I won't be uploading these videos to the web until I go with a different company. So I'd like to try to stick this out until I make it to my 6 months, and then try to find a different company. But I don't know, I don't know why the hell I'm getting so sick doing this job, but I don't know. But I'll keep you guys updated on everything. It is winter time, y'all. As if you guys didn't already know that watching my other videos. But anyway, I am still sick, as you guys might be able to tell from my voice. But I really need to get this video out, because I've learned something else that I think can help you in your truck driving career. But anyway, I took orientation at Swift, and I got all these books and everything else that they gave me. I really think that all truck driving companies need to have an online orientation. You really want to avoid any company that sits there and says, oh, hey, we'll set up your orientation and we want you to come down on Thursday and we'll pay for you a bus ticket and we'll put you up in a motel and all this stuff. Any place that says they're going to pay for you to come to the orientation, I'm not talking about attending the orientation. They will pay for your transportation to the orientation. Any company that says that is probably not going to be a good fit for you, because it was only after going through the entire orientation and getting to the very end of it, one, because I got sick, I got so sick that I had to leave. You know, it was dangerous for me to be driving a truck, and they were wanting to put me in a truck. But I made the determination that I was too sick to be behind the wheel of a truck, so I needed to go home and wait for this cold to blow over. And it's been about a week now, and I still haven't received a call back from Swift. So I don't know what the hell's going on there. But that's another indicator. They were sitting there saying, oh, we've got all these trucks, we need all these drivers and all this other stuff. And to not call me back, I passed the UA, I passed the background check. They were ready to put me in a truck, but somebody at their main base of operations in God knows where, whatever state they're in, didn't cross some T or dot some I or something like that, and they were just waiting to give me a driver code and whatever else that I needed in order to hand me the keys and say, hey, go start making some money. But for whatever reason, something got hung up in the computer system, and they were just being slow about it. But anyway, I want to go over all of this changes that Swift has made since joining with Knight since 2017.
So maybe if you worked for the company beforehand, maybe you liked working there, or you're used to it or whatever, you understand the rhythm and the flow and the things that they do or whatever. Because that's one thing I have learned, is that since I was at May, I know the ins and outs of the company. I know what to do, when to do it, and everything else. And then when you go to a different company, it's a little bit of a different. It's ultimately the same, but it's still a little bit different. So there is that adjustment that kind of puts up that barrier of, I don't really want to do this. It's just so much easier to go back to May. I'm not going back to May, but that idea is floating around in the back of my head. Oh, it'd be so much easier just to go back there, but that's not an option. But I want to go over everything that we discussed in orientation so that you guys know what it's like to be at orientation, at Swift, so that you'll know what to expect instead of having to go all the way there, go through the hassle of everything that I did. Here's what I had to do. They put me on a Greyhound. As it turns out, the Greyhound bus station that's in my town closed down. So I got to the damn place about half an hour early, just to find out that Greyhound wasn't there anymore. So then I spend the next God knows how long calling this place, calling that place, trying to get in touch with whoever the hell so I could find where the new Greyhound bus station is. And Google Maps didn't even know. So that's how new the bus station, the Greyhound bus station thing, rearrangement was all. But so it took forever to find the damn place. Then I finally do find it. I get there just as the bus is leaving. Okay, I try to run up to the door I'm calling people saying, hey, can you tell them to hold the bus or whatever? I might be a couple of minutes late. And they're all, oh, sure, we can do that. Nobody fucking did that. I get there and the bus has already closed his doors. He's ready to take off and I'm fucking flagging him down. Stop. And I'm holding my bag and all this other stuff. That's another thing. If you're going to orientation, travel light. I listened to the recruiter, and that was a mistake. The recruiter says, oh, bring a week's worth of clothes, bring food, bring sleeping bag and blanket and blah, 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 right? Don't do that. Don't do that. Plan to just buy your shit from a 7-Eleven or something, some kind of convenience store along the way. If you have... I would recommend just wearing all of your clothes, because I'm sitting there having to walk from the motel to the car rental place so that I could go home. We'll get to that in a second. But I had to walk that distance, like 5 to 10 miles in winter, in snow, with a cold. And I'm carrying all of my shit. So, again, we'll get to all this in a second. But, and there might be frequent pauses or whatever, because there's a lot of stuff we got to go over, and I'm going to start losing my place as I just started to do. So give me a second and we'll pick this up again. Okay, so here is how it went down for me. I'm on the Greyhound bus. We go all the way there. They put me up in the motel for the night. I go to orientation. Everything's good. They're explaining how the company works and blah, 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 the history and everything else. We'll get to all that in a second. I want to go through this little part of it. So everything's good. We go to the clinic on the first day so that we can do the UA, the drug screen, all that stuff, and DOT physical. Even though my physical, the original one that I did, was still good for another year and a half, roughly, they still made me do another physical. And even though the first one I got was good for 2 years, this new one is good for 1 year. So it expires before my 2-year one. But apparently I need to report my new one to the DMV. I don't understand how the hell that works. I mean, shouldn't I just use the one that doesn't expire for 2 years because it outweighs the brand new one, which only expires in one? I don't know. I don't know exactly how that works, but anyway, so I catch something from this damn clinic, all these sick people that are in this big ass, for lack of a better terminology, these culture samples that are in this room, and they're just infecting all the other biological organisms that are in the room, myself being one of them. So, I get sick, And I'm dealing the next couple of days getting sicker and sicker. And on the third day, so everything's good, background check comes through, blah, blah, blah. I'm good to go. They're just waiting for the main people or whatever to finish their computer crap so they'll give me the keys. The recruiter, so one of the things we were told in orientation is that a recruiter is basically a used car salesman. Don't believe everything that they say. Obviously, as I just explained with carrying all this shit around, but they said that, oh, well, you've only got 2 months and 3 weeks experience. Well, because that's less than 3 months, we're going to have you go out with a trainer. And because I just wanted to get the hell out of May, I told them, hey, that's fine with me. I don't give a shit. So I go through the orientation. They tell me that not one mention of a mentor, a trainer, nothing. They're going to give me the keys to the truck and just send me on my way. So don't believe the recruiter. Okay, just do not believe the recruiter. You do you, and you let them do them. Okay, just you focus on you. Okay, whatever you think you should be doing, you do it. But yeah, just the only reason I think you should go out with a trainer is if you got maybe less than a month. That's my personal experience. Some people pick the business up or whatever more slowly. But anyway, so now, because remember that damn Giltner trailer that hit and ran me when I was trying to sleep at the damn rest area? Now, because of that, I have to constantly remember when I'm filling out applications that I have to put, have you been in an accident recently? And the whole time I'm thinking being in an accident means I hit somebody. You know, that's stuck in my head. But I have to remember that damn Giltner trailer. Now that's on my record too. So Swift did say, oh, hey, there was a hit and run. And I'm like, hit and run? I didn't fucking hit anybody. What are you talking about? I've never hit anybody in my life. What the hell are you talking about? And then it clicks Giltner, that son of a bitch. Now that's on my record too. So it doesn't matter whether you hit somebody. Just remember that when you're filling out an application. If somebody hit you and took off and you file a police report or whatever, that's on your record too. So your employer may not have all the facts in that matter, so you're going to have to run them back through that, which I did have to do. So anyway, I get sick. I'm waiting on them to figure out what the hell's going on. Orientation is over at this point. And because they're screwing up with their computer system or whatever, and God knows whatever state that is, they have to put me up in a motel again. And the whole time I'm sitting here thinking, you know what, I'm sick. Why don't you guys just send me back home? But they won't do that. So I spent another night in the motel getting even sicker. I wake up the next day and I am just so violently ill. I cannot. I make the determination I should not be in the truck. I need to go home until this blows over. And because there's no point in them putting me up in a motel and I'm just laying there, just dying the whole fucking time. So I call them to explain to them, hey, I'm too damn sick. I'm not coming in today. You know, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to give me a bus ticket, send me back home? Because you gave me a bus ticket to come here. You're going to give me a bus ticket to go home? I've got no money at this point. And so I'm thinking, okay, so what the hell am I going to do? I'm calling people saying, you know, hey, what are you doing today? Can you come get me? I'm like 150 miles away from home. And nobody's either willing to do that. I got money to pay them for gas, but they're not willing to come get me for whatever reason. And so I'm trying to figure out what the hell am I going to do. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll walk to Walmart. That's another 5 or so friggin' miles just to get to Walmart, which is in the opposite direction of my house. So I'll get to Walmart, buy a bicycle, ride that sucker all the way back. But again, I'm violently sick. It's winter time. It's 150 friggin' miles, give or take. And so I've got all this stuff. You know, I've got a sleeping bag, a pillow. I've got a backpack full of clothes and all this other shit. And I'm thinking, what the hell am I going to do? And I'm just going back and forth through all these ideas. Okay, I call Greyhound. Okay, they want $250. Fuck that! That is, oh my God. So then I'm looking on the Uber and the Lyft apps. don't care what you call it, lift, my ass. Y makes a Y sound. It doesn't make an I sound, okay? It's Lyft. So I'm calling Uber and Lyft, or Uber. No, it'd be two B's. Anyway, I'm calling, it'd be dot over the U if it's going to be Uber. Anyway, so I'm calling these people. They're wanting more than a mountain bike, but they're wanting less than a Greyhound. God knows how much a plane ticket would have cost. I'm not even going to go there. Jet fuel and having to go through TSA, and I've got my stuff, you know what I mean? Oh, no, fuck that. Especially not in this day and age. I'm not going through airport security. Fuck that. I'm suffering enough as it is with this cold. I'm not going to go through that. So, now I'm looking around, and then it dawns on me, rent a car. Got a credit card. I can just, pay the deposit on that or whatever. And then when I get the car back there, they'll take the money off of that. And that was still cheaper than going with Uber and Lyft and whoever the hell else. And it was about the same price as a mountain bike, but I wouldn't have to pedal the damn thing, and I'd get there 1,000 times faster. And I'd be warm the whole time doing it because I just cranked the heater up and I could listen to music and everything else. So it was just all around better. So I had to rent a car to get home. So have that in mind. You might have to either rent a car, you might have to pay for your own plane ticket back home or whatever, if you're going to go through somebody's orientation. Don't expect that they're going to give you a ride back, especially if they say they are. Because remember, a recruiter is just a used car dealer. Okay, they're going to say whatever, they're going to ego stroke you just up and down to get you into that car. Okay, they want you there so that they got you trapped. You know what I mean? That's all they're trying to do. It's like a lease. That's all they want to do is they want to trap your ass. That's it. It should be illegal to kidnap people in that form, but it's not, apparently. They cause a stink when you go around just throwing bums in the back of your trunk and taking off. But no, when somebody fucking hauls you off to, 6 states away and won't give you a ride back home, oh, that's not kidnapping. But anyway, so my personal opinion is that they need to have all orientations. They need to have them all online so that you can look at them and you can go through all of these pages and everything else. You can go through all this shit beforehand. So you can sit there and go, okay, this is what they're expecting of me. This is what they're going to give in return. This is their computer system so that nothing's a shock to my system when I get there. And this is how much fuel the truck holds and all this other stuff. So we're going to go over the stuff that they have there. But if you're a truck driving company and you're watching my videos, I want you to make this part of your system. I want all of this in an online course. Okay, nobody should have to come to your place. If somebody's coming to your place, that means they want to work there. Not, oh shit, bills are coming up due and I gotta go to work. So who am I gonna go with? You want somebody who's working at your company that wants to be there. You don't just want a driver off the rack. Oh, this guy'll do. Throw him in a truck. Oh, take that one. Okay, throw him in a truck. Whatever. Don't have that attitude if you're an employer. But anyway, we're going to go over all this. There's a whole bunch of changes that they've made since 2017. I guess Swift got into a spending spree. And this is what got the whole merger with Knight Transportation in 2017 to happen. Because Swift started spending, and eventually they were at a $2 billion debt. I don't know who the hell to, but anyway, they were just spend, and they had to figure out what the hell to do. And John Knight, I think is his name, the guy that started Knight Transportation, he used to work at Swift several times, and when he finally quit there for good, God knows why, but when he finally quit there for good and started his own company, he probably took all the stuff that he saw that Swift was doing wrong, and probably like I've been doing with going to these places and seeing what they're doing wrong and seeing how they can improve, and started his own company, Knight Transportation, and then so they buy all their stuff outright. They don't lease anything, they don't rent anything or anything, but Swift leases and rents their trucks and trailers and God knows what else. So, for whatever reason, Swift merged with Knight, or Knight merged with however you want to call that. But they joined together, and you have like at May Trucking, you had all the way up to 52 on the Qualcomm messages. And I guess, Knight goes into Swift or whatever and says, hey, look, you got too many Qualcomm messages. You got too much rules in this and that don't make any sense. You got too many people that are working all these different positions. Remember what I said at May? You gotta talk to this person. And they say, oh no, this guy's responsible for that. You gotta go over there. Oh no, this guy's problem. You gotta go over here. There's too many of this. You cut them all away until eventually you just have all these jobs could have been handled by 2 people. You know what I mean? So Knight goes in and they start cleaning house, basically. In not only the job aspect, where this guy should be working multiple positions instead of just this one position. And doing that, and then also coming in and saying, oh, well, your guys' rules don't make any damn sense. And, your employees don't have a place to park and blah, blah. You need more incentive for this. And instead of a 1-strike policy and you're out, how about a 3-strike policy? And they do have dashboard cameras. Instead of having your camera pointing forward and back. The hell was that? Something came up on my screen. Anyway. Instead of having a camera pointing forward and a camera pointing back, get rid of this one because people want privacy, okay? Maybe somebody, sings in the shower kind of a thing, or there's some anyway, whatever the deal is. But Knight comes in and did a whole bunch of changing around to things. So if you're thinking, oh well, Swift is a crappy company, I want to hear what this guy has to say about his experience there, and so you click into this video. But since 2017, things have changed. So if you hated Swift beforehand, maybe you want to give it another shot. Hell, maybe even one day if somebody posts a video saying, hey, May Trucking's not a pile of shit anymore, maybe I'll give them a shot again. See if they finally change some things. But anyway, this is what I've went through during my, I guess, 3 or 4 day tenure at Swift before I finally got so violently ill I had to leave for safety concerns, and still nobody has called me back, so that's kind of interesting. But that's just one of the things that helps me to decide that this should not be a place that I want to go to work for. And also, not having an online orientation course should be a big red flag. So you should immediately have it in your head, I'm probably not going to want to work at this place. So if you go do you accept their plane ticket to go there to do whatever, you better expect that you're going to be buying your own plane ticket coming back. Expect it. It might not happen. It probably will happen, so expect it. If you don't have the money to do that, don't go to this place. Again, that circles back to what I was saying when I was at May, is that you want to find a local job. And that's what I've been trying to do. But I haven't really had any success in that. So Swift the whole time was sitting there, hey, how's it going? Hey, you want to come do the orientation? They kept calling me like every few days. So I had that to fall back on, that little safety pillow. And I took it kind of without thinking. So now I'm always going to be thinking. It's one of those fool me once, fool me twice kind of a thing. Once the experience finally happens to you, then you remember it from that moment forward, and you don't ever let it happen again. Oh, if my car gets broken into on 5th Street, well, I'm not going to park on 5th Street anymore. It's a life lesson. So, we'll go over some more of this stuff here, and I'll stop this video in case my camera's getting hot or whatever needs to reset. Let's see, one of the things is, it's a very safety-conscious company. Again, I can't speak for pre-2017, but I can speak for 2019, at least. They have a million sensors in the truck. I guess there's some kind of a forward-facing camera or something that's reading street signs. So it's reading low clearance signs. If you're about ready to pass under an overpass, it says 14 foot and your truck is 14.2 or whatever, it's going to slam on the brakes. It's automatically the computer's automatically going to engage the brakes. If you're following too closely, I think if you're like way too close, it might hit the brakes. I think it only hits the brakes for the speed signs. Like if you're speeding, it's going to give you a little beep, and it's going to give you a point. And every 90 days or whatever, your points clear out, and then you start with 0 again. And if you start screwing up again, and there's a whole incentive-based program as long as you're not making any mistakes. But if you're in a habit of driving over the speed limit, if you're in a habit of taking turns too sharply, anytime you have to lay on the horn, if you take a corner too fast, just whatever. But again, man, there's so much stuff. So there's an incentive-based program. As long as you do good, then you start getting little bonuses or whatever, a few more cents per mile, and so on and so forth. But it's very, very safety conscientious, very strict in there. May was very lenient about that. Just the main thing is they didn't want you to speed. They didn't want you going faster than, I guess, 65. I don't know why they had the truck governed at 60, but they didn't usually call you into the office till about 75 miles per hour, which 65 mile per hour governor for Swift instead of 60 for May. So their trucks are faster. So if you get into one of those situations where you're running out of time on your drive clock or whatever, you can at least go over that 60 so you can start building up a little bit of a reserve like I was trying to do a couple of times, instead of just holding at 60 and just watching the clock tick down with each mile, and then just next thing you know you're out of time. But one of the things that Swift has is again, this is all after merging with Knight. I don't know about beforehand. Maybe they didn't have it then. They do have it now though. They have a 1 hour, can't remember what the hell it is, grace period, some kind of a safety buffer. I don't know what you want to call it. But you have 1 hour of personal use conveyance. I think that's what they called it. They let you drive the truck. You have to drop the trailer though. And there's like, if you do that at like a TA or something, they don't go to pilot, they go to TA because they got into some kind of pissing match or whatever with pilot. So you'll be getting your fuel at TA. So if you have a rewards card pilot, all your points and whatever is not going to matter if you're going to be working Swift, because you're going to be getting your fuel at TA most of the time. So get a rewards card with them. It's probably best just get a reward card with everybody, Loves and whoever the hell else, because you never know where you're going to work and where they're going to send you. Anyway, let's see, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, the personal conveyance. They have signs at TA. I've never noticed them at pilot. I never looked for them either, but I thought about, when I was at a TA once, dropping the trailer so that I could drive the truck to go somewhere instead of having to haul the damn trailer with me, because there wasn't enough room to get it to the place that I was going. And so I ended up having to walk. But I was thinking about dropping the trailer there, but then I remember seeing that sign that says you can't drop the trailer. I don't know if you can go inside and get permission to drop it and say, hey, I'm going to the store, I'll be right back. Of course, they are a store, so they might have a problem with that. It's like, oh, well, what's wrong with our store, kind of a thing. But anyway, for whatever reason, so they've got this personal use conveyance thing. You're allowed 1 hour every day of line 5. That's off-duty drive, so that you can, you can run to Walmart. You can run to the H&R Block or whatever to file your taxes, or do whatever, you know what I mean? But you can't use it, or if, I'm stuck in the middle of California traffic and my clock's going to expire in 5 minutes, you can switch over to line 5, and now you've got an extra hour to get to the next safe parking space, so next rest area, the next travel center, whatever. But you can't they say that you can't use that time to forward your progress. You know, you can't use that extra hour and be all, oh, well, I'm going to get another 60 miles closer to my destination. You can't do that. So this is all information that should be in an online course for every company. You know, this is how we're doing things. And then they periodically go in and update the damn thing. You know? So anyway, let me see. I'm gonna go over this again, and we'll continue this. Let's see. They do use some of the same terminology, and some of the stuff is different. They have TL. So if you see that, if you see like TL or FL or DL or CSR or whatever, just that little short abbreviation written somewhere, you know what it is. TL terminal leader, FL fleet leader, DL driver leader. They call it driver leader instead of driver manager. So it's kind of the same, kind of different. Sometimes they say driver manager, sometimes they say driver leader. CSR, customer service rep, the people that talk to the customer and let them know. Oh, they're more big on you sticking to the route than May was. Because sometimes these guys haul like ammunition or something. It just says it's a high value load, or it might not say anything at all. And they haul like ammunition to police departments or whatever. And you don't know what's in the truck. They specifically said that you're not going to know what's in the truck. Even though sometimes you will be loading and unloading. Whereas at May, we did no loading or unloading at all. But at Swift, sometimes you'll load, sometimes you won't. You won't be using a forklift, you'll be using a pallet jack. And I think they pay you a couple extra bucks when you load and unload. They really didn't answer my questions when I was asking them, well, how much is breakdown pay? And they say, well, it's only every 24 hours. That's the only time it kicks in. Detention pay starts after 2 hours. And it goes every 15 minutes, whereas at May, it went every 60 minutes. So if they kept you for 59 minutes and you got out of there just before that 60-minute mark, you didn't get paid for that hour. Whereas at Swift, they pay you for every 15 minutes. And I think it was $4 every 15 minutes, so it's $16 an hour, which is still more than May. Maybe that might be it. Competition. Maybe that's why there's no online orientations. One company says, oh, hey, our benefits are better than Swift. And, you know, maybe that's why, so they keep it a secret. But still, you're getting one over on your competition, but you're fucking over your employees. Would you... I mean, anyway, I'm not the business owner. I'm not going to be the one getting dragged down into that one. But anyway, wow. We'll go over to the Qualcomm here. The messages are a little bit different. Let me see if I can get you guys to see this here. The messages that come across the Qualcomm are going to be just a little bit different. They're ordered and worded just a little bit differently. So that will take some getting used to. Their computer system. Even though we're going to be using actual Qualcomm's newer equipment here than it may, the difference here is you still have to pay attention to the time zone that you're going to be delivering at the consignee, or as they said, the consignee, which I thought was a weird way to say it, but again, that was throwing me off. Anyway, the consignee. The delivery time is going to be for them. And again, the company gets penalized $5,000 if you show up early. So don't show up early. However, if you get there like a day or two or whatever before your appointment, instead of sitting around and waiting, they have something called a TL? A T-drop? I can't remember what the hell it was called. It's kind of like a repower. But you when you drop the trailer, you don't drop it and somebody else comes and picks it up. You go to the nearest Swift facility or whatever, which there's a hell of a lot more of them than there are at May. Probably like 2.5 times as many. So they're a lot more scattered throughout the U.S. So you're a lot more closer to home, I guess you could say. So you take the trailer there, you drop it for a repower, which they call a T-drop or whatever it was that they call it. And then you pick up a different trailer and you take it to wherever. But anyway, your fuel stop is in your pre-plan. Your routing is in your pre-plan. And unlike at May, where they just give you a jumbling of routing destinations, I-78, I-21, I-58, Highway 33, blah, blah, blah. You know, and then you have to go, okay, well, I'm not going on these. Oh, I'm starting here, and I'm not going on these, so I'm stopping here. You have to pick it out at May. But these, at Swift, they tell you these are the directions, these are the routes that you're going to follow. If you go off route, now, again, you can go off like 5 or 10 miles or whatever to go to Walmart or wherever, and then get back on your route and then continue down. But if you get off route and you're driving this way for a while, the majority of these loads are being tracked by the customer, the people that are paying good money to have this delivered. And they're going to be tracking the thing constantly, and they're going to call the company and say, hey, what the fuck? Where's this guy going? You know, he's not on the approved route that he said he was going to be on, and everything else. So they start throwing a shit fit. Then the company starts calling you and throwing a shit fit and everything else. So, yeah, even though you might be hauling a load of garbage, you know, it's just, but somebody paid money for that garbage. You know what I mean? So they want their garbage. So they want what they paid for, and that's understandable. So it's your responsibility to make sure it gets there and that you follow the route that you're supposed to take. Even though you might not agree with it, or there might be a road shutdown, a storm may have shut this road down, so I got to go this way or whatever. You know, maybe terrorists crashed a 747 into a bridge, and now I can't drive that way, so now I got to go 5 miles off the beaten path. Whatever it may be. But yeah, try to stick to your routing as much as possible. For damn sure, if you're going to be going off route or whatever, try to call them up and say, hey, here's an issue. I think they said that they were going to give me a company phone. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly, but I think they were going to give. It might have been they might have been a different company I was looking at. Anyway, but yeah, just constant communication. I don't know if these Qualcomms were going to... Again, I didn't get put into a truck yet because I got sick and I had to go home. I don't know if these Qualcomms or whatever can send messages while you're driving down the road. Probably not. But anyway, this computer system with the time zones... the time zone for your consignee is when you have to be there for your delivery. But your Qualcomm is set to Arizona time, I think, is what they were saying. So you have to remember your home time is one place. The Qualcomm's time system is Arizona, and then your consignee, wherever the hell that is going to be that time zone. So that's a bit confusing. So again, it's a learning process going through everything. They were saying that if a car pulls out in front of you, if a deer runs out in front of you, whatever, don't swerve. Even if it's sun shining and everything else, they had us watching the video and everything. What did this driver do wrong? And I'm sitting there going, it looked fucking textbook to me. It was sun shining. This fucking idiot pulled out in front of him trying to cut. It's a 2-lane highway, 1 lane going this way, 1 lane going this way. So this guy's just driving along. And even though it's kind of a fish angle lens, you can't really see down the road. But just all of a sudden out of nowhere, we just see this car right here, and he swerves and cuts over, and the semi has to swerve out of the way, but he doesn't go into a ditch or anything. But that's the biggest thing, is they were saying that they would rather you took that son of a bitch out. He's in your lane, clip that motherfucker. Either hit him dead on, clip his quarter panel, send him spiraling off into a ditch, kill him. Do whatever you gotta do, because this motherfucker, if he swerves like this, you swerve over and now the truck rolls and you're in a ditch, you're dead. He keeps on trucking. All right? Why should he get away when you're dead? You know what I mean? Why should he get to just keep on going? You know, he can go on and fucking kill other fucking people. You know, why should he get to go do that when you're not going home? You're dead. You know, why should he get to go home? So basically the message at Swift was, hit that motherfucker. Don't, you know, if he's trying to get out of your lane, don't follow him in and go you now, motherfucker. Don't do that. But if he's in your lane, you know, you don't stop. Increase the phone temperature. Okay, fuck you, phone. Shut up. It's winter time. Really? Phone temperature? Phone temperature ain't hot. Anyway, it's like 20 degrees inside my truck right now. So anyway, there was no, they were trying to stress more, that they don't want you to swerve. Even though it was a dry road, the sun was shining, everything else, you know, your natural instinct is, I'm in a passenger vehicle. I don't want to get hit by another passenger vehicle. But you have to remember, I'm in an 80,000 pound, fuck you rolling massive, I'm going to mess you up. You know what I mean? If this guy's dumb enough to cut out in front of you, hit his ass. You know what I mean? He wants to die, make it happen. Cause, I don't know. I guess, look at it this way. The company has a shit ton of lawyers, and maybe they'll go to bat for you in that situation. Maybe the majority of the time, I don't know exactly what their reasoning was behind it, because the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, I've been in court a lot, and I've never had it go my way, regardless of what the law said, regardless of what was right, regardless of justice. I've never had it go right. Doesn't matter how right I was and how wrong they were always found right. So if I hit somebody, I'm going to jail. I know that for a fact. I got no fucking reserves about that. I'm going to jail. I already know it. So why wouldn't I swerve? But for whatever reason, Swift didn't have the same experience that I have in court. And I really doubt that if I hit that son of a bitch, whether he lives or dies, I doubt I'm keeping my license. I doubt I'm keeping my freedom and liberty, okay? I'm going to jail. You're going to jail if you hit him. I don't see it going down any other way, unless you are the luckiest basically, if you're not me, that'll go down the way that Swift says it'll go down. But no, for me, I'm swerving. Unless I didn't see your ass, which ain't likely with my hawk eyes. But to have the policy of hit that motherfucker. You know, don't swerve, basically. If you end up hitting him, you hit him. Whatever, you know. It's not the right, in my eyes, it's not the right policy to have, and it's not the right instinct to have. If the guy's dumb enough to pull out in front of me, and I'm sitting there thinking, first off, your truck that you're driving, it's not like my truck right now. I've got steel encompassing me. This is basically a roll cage. In your semi-truck, it's fiberglass. It's a fiberglass cab. That's why when you see a crash, those fucking things get destroyed. They get decimated. When you see a car crash, they get crumpled, dented, bent, and twisted. Fiberglass snaps and just dust. Turns into nothingness. You get into a crash in a semi-truck, you're fucking dead. I've said that 1,000 times. You crash in a semi-truck, you're dead. But I guess what they were trying to say is, if you crash into a car head on, you're going over the top of his ass. His engine is going into your engine is going into his face. So I guess that's their reasoning or whatever. Unless you're driving like a long-nosed Pete, you know what I mean? An old school Peterbilt or something that's, you know, lower to the ground, an owner-operator's custom truck or whatever. If you're driving one of the newer, you know, company vehicles, where the hell is it? If you're driving like the 2016 Freightliner or whatever, you know, it's kind of jacked up a little bit more. It's more off the ground, got a higher center of gravity, more prone to rolling over. But yeah, because it's got this space underneath it, a car will go under it and you're going over, which again is not good, because unless you slice right through his ass like a hot knife through butter, unless you go right through him without barely even bumping, eventually that truck's going to kick and you're going to do this kind of a thing and you're going to jerk that wheel and something's going to happen and now you crashing. And once that cab hits that ground and all this mass starts to crumple it, you're dead. So again, hitting somebody head on, you're still more than likely you're gonna die regardless. But I don't know. I guess fair is fair, and if the guy dies that caused that crash, well, you know what I mean. Fuck him. I guess that's Swift policy. I don't know, but anyway, it's my personal opinion that I think that all companies need to have an online orientation, because this is another learning experience for me, and I hope that it's going to help you guys in your decision-making process as to what company you're going to go with. And for damn sure, don't go with a company that says, oh, hey, we'll fly you out to Honduras. And unless you got your passport and you're ready to, and money for food and money for a hotel just in case, and your plane ticket back, unless you want to be riding on some little migrant fishing boat across the Atlantic, as a stowaway maybe, I don't know. Unless you have a way home, don't go away from home, basically. But yeah, I think all companies should have orientation that's online, because some companies, they're going to be better companies regardless of what they're preaching, or they might be worse companies. They might say one thing and then you find out it's an absolute lie when you get there. We'll pay you $20 an hour, or $3 a mile, or whatever. And then you get there and you find out it's not true, or you find out it's more, or you find out, oh, well, that's with incentives, or blah, blah, whatever. You're not showing your hand as a company by giving your orientation online. You don't have to explain your benefits even if you don't fucking want to. But I, for damn sure, I would have at least liked to know about the computer system. Oh, here we go. I mean, on the computer system, you've got your fuel information. I mean, this is completely different from what I'm used to. And then you got all this other stuff over here. When you get your Qualcomm message, oh, that's another one. When they send out a message, a pre-plan, they're not sending that to you. They're sending it to 10 other drivers. So the first one that responds to it is the one that gets it. Now you gotta be fucking quick, and so your first time there, you're probably gonna be making like $300 a week. Because you're going to be all, ooh, this looks like a good load, and you're going through, okay, it's this many miles, I've got this much time to get there, and you're calculating it out. Boom, it's already gone! This dude's already accepted it, and you're thinking, okay, I want this one, you click yes. I don't know exactly how it works, because I didn't get to that point yet, but from what they were saying is, if you're not the first one to grab it, you're not the first one that gets it. So, it's not forced dispatch. The good thing about forced dispatch is, when they send you the pre-plan, they're saying this is one and only, and we're sending it to you. But if it's not forced dispatch, which I guess is the case at Swift, that wasn't really explained, but I think that's essentially what they're doing. If it's not forced dispatch, then what they're doing is they're sending you a pre-plan, but they're also sending that pre-plan to 20 other people. And the first one that says yes is the one that gets it. But if you say yes, and it's 20,000 miles away, and you got 3 days to get there, you just fucked up. So you need to go through and make sure that it's, you need to read the damn thing first. You can't just, okay, I got one, yes, okay, whew, oh, that was close. Wait a minute, now you read the damn thing, and now you're screwed. So, I don't know exactly how it works, but I don't like the idea that could happen. So, I personally, I would stick with a company that has forced dispatch, unless I'm an owner-operator, which still is not the case. Not yet. But if I was an owner-operator, you could look at the load board and sit there and say, okay, there's this one, it's going to Grand Rapids, this one's going to Texas, blah, 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 blah. This one's got 3,000 miles, 8 days, I'll take that one. You know what I mean? And, I don't know. So it's, I guess it's a learning experience, you know, whatever your preference is, whatever you think you'd be most comfortable with. I think for the majority of people, I think for myself, I got no personal beef against forced dispatch. If somebody says go to New York City, I'm thinking, okay, I'll go to New York City. If they're telling me, oh, go to this place, oh, and Jerry's working there, by the way, oh, fuck that, you know, I hate that guy, or whatever, you know, it's that kind of situation. Then you can call him up and say, hey, last time I was there, that dude, you know, pissing me off. If he pisses me off again, just so you know, I'm gonna make sure that you guys get me banned from there. You know what I mean? So you better just send me somewhere else and never send me there again. Or I'm gonna, when I get there, if that motherfucker's there, I'm gonna go over and start some shit if I have to, just so that you guys will ban me from going back there again. So there's ups and there's downs, like there isn't everything, but I personally, I think forced dispatch is the way to go. Just as long as you're sitting, as long as they're giving you the damn miles. If you're like, hey man, I want miles, I'm on 48, give me a 3,000 mile load from here to God knows where, and then give me another 3,000 miles load back. You know what I mean? Let me do the damn run. Don't give me a 200 mile trip, 200 mile trip, 200 mile trip, and force dispatch me all the way across the fucking country, because that's messed up. But I guess with non-forced dispatch, you kind of have that freedom to choose your own load, but at the same time, you're competing with other drivers for that load. So don't think that just because it's not forced dispatch, oh, that weight's off of me. Now you just threw 20 other pounds of weight onto you because you're sitting there with all that stress going, oh shit, I got to get to this load first. You know, it's a race. Who can get to the trailer first, hook up to it, and take it out of there? You know, it's that kind of a deal, and you're getting rid of one load of stress for another load. So I don't know. Hopefully, with this video, you guys are able to make some more determinations about what company you want to go with. Again, don't accept the first offer. With Swift, they were constantly calling me back, and I was going around filling out applications here. I'm calling up different people. I'm going to this company. I'm going to that company. The whole time trying to find other places, and the whole time I got Swift sitting there saying, "Hey, you know, we're still waiting for you. You want to come to us?" And I did, and now I'm back after doing their orientation. It doesn't seem like a bad company. It is going to take some getting used to. It's a lot more safety conscious. Which means less freedom to try to get the load there as quickly as possible. If some asshole, you're driving down the highway, some asshole pulls in front of you, you have to slow down till he gets away from you. Now you can pull. Now you got that buffer between these two cars, and another asshole pulls in front. Now you got to slow down again. So being a higher safety conscious company is not going to work well with your scheduling. So that's a downside. So, again, there's pros and cons no matter where you go, but basically make a wise decision, make an educated decision, and don't sit there and go, oh, I really need money, this company's making this job sound really good, I'm going to go with these guys. Really put a lot of thought into it. Put a lot of thought into it. Stop thinking with your gut and your, oh, this sounds like a good job, I really want to do it. Just calm yourself down and think. Call them up with some more questions. How does your computer system work? Can you send me some photos of your of the Qualcomm messaging system like I just showed you? Can you show me what it's going to look like so you can get used to it now? Ask them, how do fuel stops work? Is there a computer system? Their computer system, for the most part, it doesn't always work, what they were saying, but for the most part, the computer's paying attention. Okay, you got 8 miles to the gallon, you went 100 miles, blah, blah, blah. It calculates your fuel stop right here. You know, it doesn't always, sometimes you got a full tank and it's saying your fuel stop's right here at the beginning of your journey. So you're like, oh, well, fuck that, that's just stupid, I'm just wasting time. So you just bypass it. And so it doesn't always work, but for the most part, the computer's going to be sending you your fuel stops. So that's I don't know. I mean, from what I'm hearing, it doesn't sound much better than your driver manager doing it, because I got ran 3 days out of fuel, and then you got a computer system that's trying to give you fuel when you got a full tank. You know what I mean? There's a lot of sensors on board the truck, but not everything's working the way that it should. I mean, if I'm gonna be sitting there going, well, I mean, I might as well just pick my own damn fuel stop. But I mean, that's owner-operator level. Once I get to that point, then, you know, it'll be the further you get in the industry, the less stress you have to deal with. So, again, hope this has been educational and helpful for you guys. Hope it helps you to make a better career path and which company you want to go with. I'm just not sure that Swift's for me. Maybe it's for you. Maybe you want to give it a shot. I don't know. But remember, don't pack half your house with you when you do, so that in case things don't work out, you can easily get the hell out of there. So, anyway, see you guys in the next one. I'm having to use a different camera now, so you guys will have to forgive the quality difference change. It looks like the picture is completely different. It's been a few weeks now. So far, Swift has not called me back, not to check on me to see how I'm doing with the being sick thing, which I'm still a little sick. I don't know if it's part of their advertisement or not, but to date, I have not been contacted since getting sick and having to leave, and 2, I haven't received any kind of orientation pay. I was there for like 3 or 4 days, so I don't know what's going on with that. But it would be my recommendation now that if you think you're going to get paid training or paid orientation, assume not, because I haven't been paid, so more than likely you're not going to be paid. So just one thing to take into consideration if you're thinking about joining Swift.